Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Prairie View A&M University for today's press conference event. I'm Charles Porter. I'm honored to be here. We would like to thank you for showing up today. AD always says you could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be here with us, and we thank you for that. We'd also like to welcome those of you on our live stream. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can follow us on X, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, at PVAMU Panthers, and of course on our YouTube channel at Prairie View A&M Athletics. Well, 43 years of Southwestern Athletics basketball has cultivated 8 head coaches. They tell me number 9 is supposed to be divine there, Vernon. So it is really our time to shine. Coach Dillard's dossier is very impressive if you look at some of the handoffs that we have from St. Houston to Oxford, Mississippi, to San Antonio, to Los Angeles, to Houston, and now home to Prairie View. Her dossier is impressive. 4 NCAA tournament appearances as a player, 3 WNIT appearances as a coach, Big 12 honors as an academic All-American as a player, and a Final Four appearance as a player at the University of Texas. We are truly blessed, very excited, and very privileged to have our new head coach. Without further ado, let's bring up our athletic director, Mr. Anton Goff.
Thank you, Charles. Welcome, everybody. First and foremost, I want to tell you guys how happy I am today. This has been a process, to say the least. But let me tell you how we got here today, right? So, in the basketball season, decided to make a change, and what I wanted to do was get somebody who I thought was going to take our program to the next level. And so we had a lot of different individuals who were very, very interested in this position. This was a super popular position. I've been doing this business for about 30 years now, and I can't tell you the amount of people who called me, whether they were ADs, coaches, former coaches, trying to tell me who I should hire for this job. And so it was very interesting how the process went. I spent a lot of time by myself, making a lot of calls, reading a lot of articles, doing a lot of research. And one of the things that didn't surprise me, but was kind of a good feeling, a confirming feeling, was that I called all over the country. I'm talking about, as many of you know, I came down from the Midwest, spent a lot of time on the East Coast, but obviously down here, talked to a lot of people down south. And the one resounding theme that came back over and over, which was so impressive to me, was like, you have somebody in your backyard, right? And Ty Dillard was the name that kept popping up. And I'm talking from Power 4 ADs, coaches, former ADs, assistant coaches. And so, she was on my list from day one. But when I kept hearing her name from other people, I said, what, I really need to dive deep into a little bit of Coach Dillard. And knowing her background and her success, very impressive. But there were a lot of impressive coaches across the country that I actually talked to and had some deep conversations. But as me and Coach Dillard kept talking, we talked, I can't tell you how many times, over and over. What really impressed me was not that her coaching ability, but it was her personality. Right? It was what she's doing in her everyday life, right? We talked about being parents, right? Her being a mother, things that she wants for her son, her being a wife, right? Her being a part of Divine Nine, being a Delta. We really got deep in the conversation. I got a chance to know her as a person, and as impressive as I was with her being a coach and her accolades there, I was more impressed with what person she was. And so, wasn't sure I could actually land her. Right? I felt like this might be a stretch. Like, I know she has other opportunities out there, so I really wanted to sell what PV was about, where PV is going, what I thought she could bring to PV, right? And as we continue to talk about that, and when we finally got her on campus, we sat down and talked about a vision of what a women's basketball program here at PV could look like under her leadership. And, our values aligned, our vision for where the program is right now and where it can go under her leadership, I felt really good. And so when I literally early in the morning, she was scheduled to be here for a full day early in the morning. I said, listen, I really want you to walk around campus. I want you to ask questions. I want you to get a feel for what PV is and a feel for how you fit into this PV Nation family. Because when you come back to my office this afternoon, I'm going to offer you the job. And she kind of looked at me and she was like, okay. And I said, no, I'm serious. When you come back in here, I'm going to offer you the job. As long as you don't knock anybody out during the day, right? But you know, I was serious and I was committed because I wanted her to know that when she came back in her office that I wanted her to be the next women's basketball head coach here at Prairie View A&M University. And so you see her resume, her accolades. You're going to get a chance to get to know Coach Dillard here in the next few years. When she comes up here and talks, she will tell you about herself and where she plans to take this university as far as the women's basketball program. I do want to thank Ms. Pete because she helped out as far as the paperwork and those type of things to get this thing done, and Ms. Addison. But I do want to give a special shout out to our president. You know, when you do a search at this magnitude of a women's basketball coach or volleyball or football, which I've done in the last 3-4 months, it's been a very busy time here at Prairie View A&M Athletics. The president has given me autonomy to be able to go out and search for the best individual across the country. And I've done that, and I think I've found the best individual across the country to lead this women's basketball program. And so I can sit here and tell you how much I love Coach Dillard, but I know you're not here to talk to me or hear me, so I'm going to pass it back over to Mr. Charles Porter to bring up our new coach. Porter, I'll just do it. Come on up, Coach.
I want our student athletes to also lead with that pride and that sense of love, and knowing that Prairie View is home, they'll always come back to home because Prairie View is home. I win. I thank you for this opportunity, and I'm ready to get to work. I know I'm sorry it's short-winded, but I'm ready to get to work. This is an incredible opportunity. It's my first head coach position, and I plan to, really raise the standards and do some amazing things this year. So thank you again, and who you rooting for? Me. There we go.
You know. Okay, it's time for our questions and answers period. Does anyone have any questions? Mr. Thurston is going to assist us with the mic here. Any questions for Coach Dillard? Ladies and gentlemen, the ninth head coach of women's basketball at Prairie View A&M University, head coach Ty Dillard. All right, how about another round of applause? Coach, it's who you're rooting for and then there you go. All right, any questions for Coach Dillard? We have one young gentleman in the front seat. No, that's
Terrence Harris with Houston Defender. What's it about this job that really excited you, made you want to go after it?
Again, like I said, I think this is truly an opportunity sent from God. I've always wanted to coach at HBCU. My parents are from HBCUs. I got my master's at HBCU. And so I really appreciate the love and the support that HBCUs show their students and their families. And so when the opportunity presented itself, I couldn't hesitate. Again, not only was it close to Houston, but it was just a great opportunity. I think it's something that I can do some amazing things here, and I'm just looking forward to taking this program to the next level.
Next. Anybody else know we got some questions?
I'd also like to recognize my husband's here, and he played at the University of Texas as well, so I bounced a lot of basketball things off of him as well, so he's my assistant coach at home.
Now, you've been an assistant coach for a while now. So why now? Why was this time right for you to step up and become a head coach?
Every year, everyone's like, it's time. You've been an assistant coach, it's time. Every year I'm like, oh no. But, the last couple of years, I've had an opportunity to go to some forums at the NCAA office. The year before last, I went to the Basketball Coaches Academy, and last year I went to the NCAA Champions Forum, facilitated by John Oliver and Greg Littlepage. And there is where it really ignited a sense that you can do this. Don't step out on faith that you can do this. So when the opportunity presents itself, you're ready for it. So the opportunity was here, and I jumped on it.
Now, what about just what do you know about this program and where it's been and where you'd like to take it?
Well, when I first started coaching, Cynthia Cooper was coaching here, and I remember the NCAA runs they were making and the SWAC championships they were getting, and that's the same thing I want to do. And not only that, also having our teams compete for the team's best GPA in the athletic department. But again, number one thing is producing great young women while winning the SWAC and getting to the NCAA tournament. But I do remember those runs that they had, especially when Coach Cooper was coaching here.
Any other questions? Coach, you've been all around the country, out of the country. How are you going to bring those skills and that experience to recruiting to build your new team?
I think with my experience and the staff that I'm putting together, because again, I have coaches that are coming on that have also traveled the world. The game of basketball is taking them all over the world. I think the way we'll recruit will be honest with the players, letting them know, what it actually takes to win championships, what it's really going to take to become a professional player. And so with that honesty, I think a lot of recruits will appreciate that and, really consider Prairie View and coming here and helping us get to those SWAC championships and those NCAA tournament runs. So again, I'm excited about the staff we put together. I think you guys will be excited too because they come with a lot of experience, a lot of professional experience, WBA experience. And so I think with that pedigree that we'll have on the sidelines, I think a lot of recruits will be excited about that.
George, anybody? Questions, anyone?
Are you familiar with summer bridge program?
I have been educated on the summer bridge program, so our freshmen will be attending a summer bridge. I believe it starts in July, and so I think that is something that each freshman has. It's mandatory that they attend, which is great because it does give freshmen an experience to experience college, but not without the rigor that they'll experience during that fall semester. So I'm looking forward to their time here in July during that bridge session.
Any other questions?
I see one of our other players here, Chris.
No questions? Just teasing.
Another one of the players here, so I just wanted to acknowledge. Thank you for coming. She is CJ.
No questions? Okay, well,
I think what we have right now, again, it's going to be about putting the product on the floor. And I know AD Golf is really working hard behind the scenes and getting some upgrades to facilities. But, my focus right now is really putting the great product on the floor so that we can win the SWAC and get to the NCAA tournament. I let the buildings, I let AD Golf handle that. The style I'm planning on bringing is going to be an up-tempo style. Defense will spur our offense. I don't want us to have to run a lot of sets and slow the ball down. So you'll see a variety of defenses in our offense. So it'll be an up-tempo style of play. So, we're going to have to start with a lot of conditioning this summer. So. Yes, recruiting never stops, and the portal has been portaling, but I've been able to have communications with kids in the portal, high school kids that are still out there, JUCO kids. So I'm excited about the kids that we've been talking to, as well as the staff. They've also been, we've all been kind of communicating on, some kids that we can look at and bring in here pretty soon.
your point guard was really excited about that up-tempo deal.
Yes. Yeah, the way I played, I was a defensive player, and that spurred my offense. I had a mid-range game, but defense was my forte, so I plan to bring that, and that will ignite our offense.
Well, if there are any more questions, no other questions? Well, Coach Dillard, welcome to the Hill. We are very excited for your family. We are very family-oriented here. This guy right here is doing a bang-up job, and we're turning this ship around, and we're heading out to sea. And we're so very, very happy to have you and your family here. We're going to take care of y'all. Believe that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if there's no more questions, we'll bring this press conference to a close. Don't forget, please follow us on Instagram, Snapchat, X, and Facebook at PVAMU Panthers. You can also visit our YouTube page at PVAMU Athletics. Like and subscribe, share. Let's get this word out. Let's welcome Coach Dillard in properly. And now with some closing remarks, our athletic director.
Not sure what else to say after that. Once again, I want to thank everybody for coming out, and let's go.
Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to bring this to a close. We'd like to again thank you for coming. We'll see you next basketball season. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hallelujah, Prairie View. Be safe.